Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video. And in today's video, we're hopping into Garp's challenge, the 10-star challenges, utilizing Legend Sugar and her toy boy bear mechanic. So, the first Garp challenge we're going to hop into is Heavenly Demon 1. Now, I always find Heavenly Demon 1 to be the hardest of the three challenges. Basically, with Heavenly Demon 1, the main two debuffs you want to get around is Paralysis and Despair. So on this team we are rocking double sugar. We do have Bonnie for blind and paralysis removal, as well as an attack boost to quick units. We have Don Krieg and Jin. Their amazing switch ability gives us damage reduction. They also remove paralysis and defense up, which is really handy. We have Pudding. She is going to remove blind, despair, and paralysis. And then we have Shang Screw for their amazing attack boost switch ability, as well as their 3.5 times chain lock. So on the second turn, we come up against the vacuum cleaner lady. This is where we're going to drop our first Bonnie special. That way we can get a 1.75 times attack boost, carry that into the next turn, get a 2 times attack boost, and just take out the vacuum cleaner chick without any issues, just hitting our perfects. The good thing about Pudding as well is when you hit a perfect, you carry that quick orb into the next stage, which is really handy, as you can use her special to give you a full board of quick orbs, which works excellently on this particular piece of content, as we are running a full quick team. So on this third stage, we're going to come up against Rebecca. Rebecca has defense up and she paralyzes you, so Don Krieg is just basically built for this particular stage, as they're going to remove that and give us a 2 times orb boost. And with that, we can just use our normal attacks and fly through Rebecca. Now that we've moved on from Rebecca, we come up against the Dressrosa, I don't know what to call them, the 6 Dressrosa units. So this is where we're going to use our Shang Screw special and their switch ability to give an attack boost and a 3.5 times chain lock. That is basically just going to help us blast our way through these units. We just want to take out as many as we possibly can and leave one of them alive. So the one that we chose to leave alive was King Ricky, as he has quite a large cooldown. He does a lot of damage though. I find that Hack or Dagoma are the best to sort of stall on, but Ricky's not a bad option too, provided you have the HP pool. And because we're running the Liberal Hind, we can actually get a lot of healing back just with our ship's ability as well. We did get lucky with a meat orb here as well. Sort of holding on to as many meat orbs as possible is going to help us out, as we can utilize those meat orbs for healing after we take the hit from Ricky. So because King Ricky has a 3-turn cooldown, we can utilize just sort of farming for meat orbs and utilizing that counter by taking 2 shots off Ricky here, so we can store like 6-ish turns or something like that. And that way, utilizing the switch ability of Don Krieg and Jin as well, we can get damage reduction. So use the Liberal Hind whenever you can, just to give your Shang Screw any cooldown. It's just going to make things a little bit quicker, but utilizing the ship special really doesn't help too much. We do basically just want to get our Don Krieg and our Jewelry Bonnie special back, because when we move into the next stage against Bardo, we can use the Pudding special to remove the despair that we get inflicted on this stage. Pudding also gives us very good damage reduction, as well as a bit of healing as well. So with the switch ability of Shang Screw, we can actually give her an orb. So when we use that special, we can now get a full board of orbs from her as well. We are going to take 2 turns to take out Bardo here, utilizing the switch abilities of our Shang Screw to give us matching orbs and an attack boost. We can just take him out nice and simply by attacking with normal attacks. You do want to make sure that you can get your Don Krieg and Jin special back. So if you need to stall an extra turn like I do here, don't be afraid to stall on Bardo, as he doesn't do too much. With the damage reduction that we get from Don Krieg and Jin and Pudding from the turn before, we can easily just stall out his barrier and then take him out when the barrier goes away. So that way we have our Don Krieg special as well as our Julie Bonnie special ready for the final 2 stages. On the second last stage, we come up against Treble and 3 of his lackeys. We get 3 turns of paralysis here, and that's where the special of Don Krieg and Jin is going to come in once again. Plus, we also have delay immunity, so we can get the orb boost from them as well. We can use the switch ability of Shang Screw here to get an attack boost, and then we can finish it off with the bear mechanic that Sugar can apply for us. So I think we turn everyone into bears here. We did this last night, so I'm not 100% sure what we're doing here. So I think we turn them all into bears. Okay, so we leave Jewelry Bonnie alive as a regular non-bear. And what you could probably do here is use the super typing of Sugar and then use the special of Jewelry Bonnie anyway, to sort of carry that into the next stage anyway as well. So other option would be to keep the other Sugar available, and that way you don't have to worry about if they turn out of bears, because then you can just turn them back into bears into the next turn as well. On the final stage, we come up against Doffy and his gang. He gets a 4 times attack up, so killing Doffy before that 3-turn counter is pretty essential. Otherwise, you probably will die. So we have the attack boost here of our Jewelry Bonnie and the super typing of Sugar. And with that, we should have plenty of damage to kill everybody here. Just the mechanic of being bears and just letting the game just like do it for you. It's just so easy. It's so much fun. But unfortunately, we don't kill Doffy on this particular turn. But we do have the carryover effect of Jewelry Bonnie to give us an attack boost on the next turn. And then we can utilize the ability of Sugar to turn into bears and get another orb boost once again as well. So it works out really, really well. Sugar just has no issues completing this particular piece of content. For an S-class captain, like, she's just ridiculously good. So that was Doffy 1. As I mentioned, to me, it's probably the hardest of the 10-star Garp challenges. But in saying that too, it's nowhere near as hard as like Doffy 2. So let's hop into Revolutionary Army 1 now. Alright, moving into Garp's Challenge Revolutionary Army 1, we are actually using the same team. So, same sockets, obviously, and I imagine that this team should be able to get it done. The main things about Revolutionary Army 1 that we really want to focus on is bind removal and... oh my gosh, I'm blanking. I think it's paralysis removal still. So, with this team, we shouldn't have any issues getting rid of those debuffs. So, we are going to switch into our quick units for the first turn, as we do want to make sure that we can get our cooldowns by killing the quick marine. Easy claps. So the team basically consists of Double Sugar, Jewelry Bonnie, Shanks Crew, Pudding, and the dual unit of Don Krieg and Jin. Now Don Krieg and Jin are like really, really good for this particular content, as we can actually utilize... Ooh, this won't do because I don't have defense up removal. Oh, no, I do. Don Krieg and Jin. Lol. So, Don Krieg and Jin, speaking of which, are very, very good for this particular piece of content, as they have that damage reduction mechanic every time they switch. And as you can see here, they have the ability to remove defense up, which is very, very strong. They also remove paralysis as well, which makes them great for the Doffy one as well. And with the switchability of Shanks Crew, we can just get attack boost every single turn. So, on the turn against Skimmer, we are going to utilize their special to remove the defense up, and then on the next turn we come up against Nico, Robin, and the 4 of her friends. So what we're going to do here is we're going to utilize the switchability of Shanks Crew and Don Krieg and Jin to give us a full board of matching orbs, and because of that we can then use the Pudding special. Pudding is going to remove that bind and give us a full board of quick orbs, as she basically gives a full board of the orb that she has. And with that, we can do a bit of damage to Robin, but we do want to stall on her to make sure that we do get our cooldowns back. On the third turn, she is basically going to give us a full board of quick orbs, I'm pretty sure. So what we want to do here is we want to utilize the switchability of Don Krieg and Jin to actually tank a shot from Robin. With the Liberal Hind as well, we are getting around 2,000 healing every single turn. And as you can see on this turn, we actually got lucky with orbs, but it doesn't really matter because she changes that. So it is what it is. With Don Krieg, he's actually a strength unit as well, so it's really, really handy getting that extra damage from the strength units as well. So we can make use of that as well. On to the next stage, we come up against Invinkov and Inuyasuma. Inuyasuma is going to blow away one of our middle units. Hopefully it is Bonnie, beautiful. And then on the third turn, I think Invinclay does something silly. So what we want to actually do here is we're going to actually use a special of Sugar. And that way we can just make sure that we can take out Inuyasuma on this particular turn. And we'll probably take out Invinkov as well on this turn as well. But if Invinkov is still alive, it's not the end of the world. Nope, see you later. Moving into stage 5, we come up against Bello Betty and Morley. I just had a bit of a mind blank there. But what we want to do here is we do actually want to stall a turn, as we sort of want to take out Morley, but we do still need our cooldown for our Pudding unit. So we are going to try and take out Morley here, utilizing the bears that we got from the last turn, as we can ignore the barrier. But with the 3-turn cooldown that Morley has, it's not the end of the world. So Bello Betty is going to be doing quite a bit of damage every single turn. But with the healing and the damage reduction we get from the Liberal Hind and Don Krieg and Jin, we can utilize our our stalling potential that this team actually has. So we might just take one more shot from Bello Betty here. That way we can definitely get our pudding special for the next turn. And we actually got some meat orbs here, which is pretty cool. So switch with you just to get a matching orb there. And then we will make sure we eat these meat orbs here. Unfortunately, we didn't get the attack buff from Shank's crew because we did really want to eat those orbs that we had on our Jewelry Bonnie unit as well as our Shanks. But it's really not the end of the world if you do or don't get those meat orbs. So on to the next turn now. We come up against Lindbergh and Carousel. So Lindbergh and Carousel are going to bind our right units. So what we're actually going to do here is we are going to use the special of Jewelry Bonnie. Jewelry Bonnie's going to remove that bind, and then we can get an attack buff for our quick units. What we can do here now is we can switch with our Shanks crew, so we have a full quick team. And what we might do here is utilize the Shanks crew special as well, just so we get a 3.5 times chain lock. Now, the 3.5 times chain lock with Shanks crew normally is really, really strong, but with this particular team, it's really actually not, as with Sugar, her bears getting that chain multiplier is actually a lot more damage. So ideally, we just want to try and take out everyone on this particular stage before we actually get the special bind that gets inflicted to us on the turn after this. I'm pretty sure Carousel does that. So what we might do is we might use the super typing of one of our sugars. That way we can get an orb buff as well. And that way we should be able to take out Morley here. Sorry, not Morley, Lindbergh, as well as Carousel. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, unfortunately, we don't have an attack booster on this particular turn. But it's really not the end of the world, as we do have the switchability of our Shanks crew. With Shanks crew, we can switch with them. That way we can get an attack boost and give ourselves a quick orb on our pudding. Pudding is then going to heal us up a little bit and give us a full board of quick orbs. Then we can use the special of our Sugar. And then with the super typing of Sugar, we can give ourselves an orb boost as well. And because of the bears, we don't have to worry about the burn, as Sugar is just going to absolutely clap Sabo Koala. We actually still have 3 orbs on our left-hand side as well, so when we come back and they res, we can finish them off that way. So that was Revolutionary Army 1 with Sugar. She does it very, very well and very, very comfortably. No real issues there whatsoever. So the final Garp challenge is against WhiteBeard. So we had to change the team up a little bit. We had to chuck Bobbins on this team, and we replaced Pudding with Red Recruit Kaku. If you have a Smoker, you could actually chuck Smoker on this team. He works really, really well. But I found that the DOFFY 1 is probably the hardest of these sort of challenges, and WhiteBeard, Pirates, and Revolutionary Army 1, it's a lot easier to get through, especially Revolutionary Army 1. The Revolutionary Army content is actually fairly simple, if you ask me. But hopefully this helps you guys out. So as always, we are going to take out our quick man in the corner there, Mr. Blue Guy, so that way we can get our cooldowns. So the differences on this team is we swapped Don Krieg and Jin for Bobbins, and we swapped Pudding for Kaku. So on stage 2, we come up against Mr. Watermelon Head Man. He's going to give us an attack down for 3 turns. So what we can do here is we can use the switchability of Shanks crew to get ourselves a full board of orbs once again. And then we can use Bobbins to give us the other 3 orbs as well. And with that, we should just be able to take out Mr. Watermelon Head Man himself. With Shanks being a Psy unit, he is going to do significantly more damage. So that is going to help us out just taking out the HP pool of the Watermelon Head Man. On to the next stage, we are going to get special blinded for 3 turns. We come up against Higuma, the chain ball guy, and I'm pretty sure it's Blenheim. But I'll have to confirm that, or one of you guys can confirm that with me in the comment section below. I would mucho gracias appreciate that. So what we want to do here is take out Higuma and then take out the Flames, or the Blenheim guy. That way, we're not taking too much damage on this stage. Now, we are going to have to take a shot from the chain ball, but that's not the end of the world, as he doesn't really do too much until the second turn of keeping him alive. He does blow away some of your units, but other than that, he doesn't do too much. On to the next stage, we come up against Speed, Gil, Ezio, and the Flame Swordsman. We got very lucky here as the Flame Swordsman is on a 4-turn cooldown. Sometimes he can be on like a 2-turn cooldown, and it's just like, really, man? Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. But we do want to take this guy out fairly quickly. So what we might do here is we might actually use a Bonnie special. I'm just thinking, do I need the bind? I think we might use a Bonnie special here. I just realized I'd already switched with Shanks crew. Oh well, we're going to get it on the next turn anyway. So the idea of using the Bonnie special key was to get the 1.75 times attack boost for our quick units. And that way we could easily take out Speed, Gil, and do a little bit more damage to Ezo here. But it's not the end of the world as we do get the carryover effect from the next turn. We just want to make sure we can take out Ezo so we don't take too much damage here without actually killing the Flame Swordsman before that 3 turns. No, don't die. Okay, cool. We do really want to stall out for our specials on Bobbins to come back, as we are going to need that on the next stage against Jozu. So now that we're on a 2-turn cooldown with Bobbins, we can move on. Now, my Bobbins is Limit Break Key Plus, so you might want to take a little bit extra time stalling if you need to on either... I wouldn't take it on this Flame Swordsman guy, probably on the turn before, or that would be the best option to stall out there. On to Jozu now. Jozu puts up 4 turns of damage reduction and defense up. So we're going to switch with our Shanks crew here to give us an attack boost. And then we can use Bobbins. Bobbins is going to remove the 2 defensive buffs he puts on himself. And then we can use the chain lock mechanic that Shanks crew can provide for us. Then what we want to do on this next turn is we're actually just going to say screw it. And we're going to turn everyone into bears. We're going to turn everyone to bears except for our Kaku, because we are going to need him on the next turn. So utilizing the bear mechanic just means that we don't have to even try, and we can just let Jozu die. Now, the reason we wanted to use Shanks crew's chain lock mechanic here is when we move on to the next stage, Marco is actually going to give us a chain lock. They paralyze us, and they lower our attack as well. So the big reason to bring in Kaku for this particular team is to actually use his special here to give us a full board of quick orbs. Here's the same mechanic as Pudding. Remove all those nasty defects, and then we can keep our chain lock with our Shanks crew. So what we want to do here is we are going to use... I think we just might attack. Yeah, let's just kill them. Let's just use the bears, and let's just go absolutely ham. Because we still have that 3.5 times chain lock as well, so we should get either really close to killing them or actually killing them completely. So that's quite nice. That's quite nice. Unfortunately here we didn't actually get too many matching orbs, but it's not the end of the world. So what we're going to do here is we are going to switch with our Shanks crew to give us an attack buff like that, and we can use our ship ability, and then we're going to use the super typing of our friend Sugar. Now the reason we're going to use the friend Sugar is because we're going to use the special of our Sugar, and we're going to turn everyone into bears. The main reason for that is in case we don't actually kill Ace on this particular turn, which I really think we are going to no matter what, we're going to have that orb boost available for us on the next turn. But as you can see you later, WhiteBeard Pirates. So easy class of Sugar. Bears just absolutely destroy things. They just run amok and go crazy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to stay up to date with more OPTC content I post, hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.